G'day, welcome back everyone. I'm here again with another Jack Flash review. And in this video, I'm going to be looking at Linkin Park's A Thousand Suns tour. So I can remember being a little kid listening to their first album, Hybrid Theory, specifically the song In the End. I remember being in my room and listening to that song over and over and over again on repeat. And I think they were one of the very first bands that I sort of discovered on my own without sort of any prior influence outside. I mean, before that, my musical tastes were sort of restricted to what my parents were listening to, so it sort of marks the beginning of my musical conquest, I guess you could say. But then I got a bit older and I started to branch out and listen to different music. And I think ultimately I sort of moved away from that style of music as I branched out and listened to different bands and different genres. So it was really interesting to go and see them live, to see how they've progressed since their early stuff, sort of lyrically and musically, I guess. A Thousand Suns, the new album, is actually a concept album, which I find interesting because Linkin Park's style isn't one you would really consider befitting a traditional concept album. I think lyrically and conceptually they've matured a lot since their early sort of beginnings, but a lot of the newer songs are a little bland and a little commercial, really. I mean, you look at Hybrid Theory and Meteora and their songs are a lot harder edge and harder lined, and it's a little disappointing to see the trend that they've taken with their newer material. As far as the decision to make it a concept album, I mean, my personal philosophy is, a concept album is really an integral part of lyricism, and it really serves as a vehicle for artists to convey their thoughts and their ideas to the audience in an easy way, a lot more than what they're able to with just one song. And the thing with a lot of the tours that are promoting concept albums is the ideas of the concept album are fleshed out further through the use of lighting and visuals and stage design. And I was largely disappointed with the stage layout and design for Linkin Park. Their stage design was extremely minimal, with only the aid of a screen behind them projecting images. There really seemed to be a lack of effort on their part as to complementing the music that they were playing. The other thing that I noted was that a lot of the songs were very similar. They really felt mashed together and indiscernible from one another. I mean, the tunes were really catchy and they had great hooks in their songs, but I felt like they were a little too hard to tell apart, and I guess that's one of the things about Linkin Park that bothers me these days. But on a positive note, I think, musically they were really on cue. I mean, Chester Bennington, the lead singer, really carries himself well on stage, and Mike Shinoda, the MC slash vocalist slash keyboardist slash rhythm guitarist, he sort of acted as the hype man for the night, so he was getting the crowd really worked up. They share vocal duties really well, and they have a great on-stage chemistry with each other. I mean, it's not hard to say that both Chester and Mike are really the standout star performers of the band. I mean, Chester's vocal ability is basically unquestionable. The guy can go from a screaming growl to pitch-perfect ballads in between songs, which is a tough ask, I guess. And Mike is able to just transfer seamlessly between one instrument to another, and then from vocals to rapping. I think musically they come across as a really tight outfit, and I think everyone knew their parts really well, and they played them with such conviction. So I think by far the most interesting part of the night was when they actually invited two fans up on stage to play alongside them to one of their songs. In my short time reviewing music, I've actually never seen this happen, so I don't know if it's happened in other performances, but I have to say I was rather impressed by that, and I think it really demonstrates a level of connection to the audience that deserves to be commended in itself, really. So I guess it occurred to me afterwards, as I was walking out of the performance, that the way I would classify Linkin Park is they're really more of a festival band. They're not really suited to playing in stadiums. I think the stage design, the way they sounded, the whole package, it was as though they wanted to appear sort of live and raw without any technical elements sort of disrupting that. And I guess they should be commended that they're so focused on their music and the crowd interactions, but for me, I think it was really more of a hindrance than anything. The problem is you can't really pull this off in an enclosed stadium environment. So that's about it for me from this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you again in the next one, and please subscribe. Take care. Thanks again.